Good morning. Welcome to the recently updated and beautiful Kansas Business Hall of Fame located in Kramer Hall on the Emporia State University campus. My name is John Rich. I am an emeritus professor of accounting at Emporia State and the recently appointed executive director of the Kansas Business Hall of Fame. The mission of the Kansas Business Hall of Fame is to celebrate the Kansas heritage of outstanding business leadership, to promote an appreciation of the role of leadership in the American free enterprise system, to recognize outstanding examples of Kansas leadership and business excellence, and to provide role models to inspire dreams and guide careers. Since 1989, the Kansas Business Hall of Fame has annually recognized outstanding Kansans who have excelled in business and entrepreneurship through induction into the Hall of Fame. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. James Leiker, professor and chair of the Department of History at Johnson County Community College in Overland Park, Kansas. Dr. Leiker is the chair of the Kansas Business Hall of Fame Board of Directors. Dr. Leiker.
Hello, my name is Jim Leiker, professor of history, and I serve as board chair for the Kansas Business Hall of Fame, which for the past 31 years has celebrated Kansas's heritage of outstanding business leadership. Among our goals is to promote examples of entrepreneurial excellence, role models who can inspire students and guide careers. All inductees into the Hall of Fame have connections to Kansas, either born, raised, educated, or built their legacies here. More than 60 have been recognized, among them Walter Chrysler, Fred Harvey, Clyde Cessna, Ross and Olive Beach, Clara and Russell Stover, and last year's recipients, Henry David Lee and H. Lee Scott, Jr. I am speaking today from the Hall of Fame's remodeled space in Kramer Hall at Emporia State University School of Business. Thanks to the efforts of Dean Ed Bashaw, the space has been converted into a modern meeting space and public reception area with electronic displays to highlight the inductees and their work. The Hall of Fame truly does belong to the entire state of Kansas. Last year, the Hall of Fame continued its sponsorship of a statewide entrepreneur essay contest for students grades 9 through 12. Their essays are a set of reflections on those inductees who have been most inspiring. We thank the Kansas Chamber of Commerce for their generous donation of the prize money. I'd like to acknowledge these authors of the winning entries. Shay Inlow, sophomore from Sedgwick High School, writing on inductee Fred Harvey. Emma Elder, senior from Nemaha High School, writing on Dan and Frank Carney. Talon Ellis, freshman from Wellington High School, inductee William Coleman. Madison Paradise, freshman from Sedgwick High School, inductee Philip Anschutz. Faith Finley, sophomore from Emporia High School, inductees Dan and Frank Carney. Sydney Hammond, junior from Emporia High School, inductee Bill Curtis, and Jill Carlson, senior from Lansing High School, for her essay on Walter Anderson. We extend sincere congratulations to each of these essay winners. Each year, the Board of Directors of the Kansas Business Hall of Fame reviews applications forwarded by a nominating committee and selects one or more contemporary and business leaders. This year, we add 2 individuals, one from each category, to the list. The 2020 historical inductee is Walter Herschel Beach, famously known for the company that bears his name, Beach Aircraft. Born in 1891 in Pulaski, Tennessee, Walter made his first solo flight as an aviator in 1914, gaining valuable flying experience during World War I as an Army pilot, instructor, and engineer. In his civilian career, he barnstormed the Midwest, performing flying stunts for audiences, and in the 1920s became a manufacturer of high-wing monoplanes for private and commercial use. In 1930, Walter married Olive Ann Meller, herself an inductee into the Kansas Business Hall of Fame. 2 years later, they established their own plant in Wichita, the Beach Aircraft Company, and by 1938 reached an impressive mark of $1 million in sales, quite a feat during the Great Depression. During World War II, Beach shifted his attention to military production. By 1945, employing nearly 15,000 people in its 1 million square foot factory, and having delivered more than 7,400 planes to the U.S. Armed Forces. At age 59, Walter Beach suffered a fatal heart attack, but under his wife Olive's management, the company continued a record of successful aircraft production for decades, supplying products for NASA's Gemini, Apollo, and Space Shuttle programs. In 1980, Beech Aircraft was acquisitioned by the Raytheon Company, and today, Beech planes are a brand of Textron Aviation. Walter's legacy as an aviation pioneer and aircraft design innovator won him a place in the National Aviation Hall of Fame in 1977. We are proud to welcome him into the Kansas Business Hall of Fame. This year's contemporary inductee is Cecil L. O'Brate. Born in Enid, Oklahoma, a child of the Great Depression, O'Brate worked many jobs as a youngster, from newspaper delivery boy, grocery store worker, and gas station attendant. In high school, he moved with his grandparents to Syracuse, Kansas, to custom farm 3,000 acres. In 1946, by which time he met his future wife, Frances Cole, O'Brate began engineering studies at Oklahoma State University, attending for 2 years before returning to Kansas to help his grandfather in an expanding farm and grasslands operation that by the mid-1950s numbered more than 35,000 acres. In 1965, with Garden City as his home and business center, O'Brate purchased the Palmer Manufacturing and Tank Company, which produces fiberglass and steel tanks for the oil and gas industry. Palmer Manufacturing grew from 2 to more than 200 employees with over $70 million in annual sales. Through the 1980s, O'Brate purchased regional banks and opened farm equipment dealerships, persevered through the steep drop in oil prices and the 1985 market crash, and today owns several independent oil and gas companies. The two largest, Palmer Oil Incorporated and American Warrior Incorporated, operate 3,000 producing wells in 35 Kansas counties. Now in his 90s, O'Brate's entrepreneurship extends to sorghum-based food production, ethanol production, a Garden City industrial park, and residential and commercial real estate development. Not forgetting his roots in poverty, O'Brate has donated millions of dollars to nonprofit charities and organizations, including Big Brothers Big Sisters, the Boy and Girl Scouts, Youthville, Garden City USD 457, and Garden City Community College. O'Brate recently gifted his alma mater, Oklahoma State University, $35 million toward construction of the school's new baseball stadium. The Kansas Business Hall of Fame is pleased to honor this native of the Sooner State who found his true home in southwest Kansas.